Good morning. I feel that Satsang has this function in one's life to show that not to think, to have moments of non-thinking, is surely most precious than all the thinking we can have with pleasures and pain. So this is not recognized by the mind. Of course, he can recognize that there are states where he's at peace even while sleeping, because he's not active. But it comes and goes. While there is something which is not a thing, which is always available, just now, if you are not fascinated to think. So that is not a state, that's here now, always alive here now. And of course the mind will make a something in the memory, but then it's a memory of it. So to really be at peace, especially with the search of what's real, who am I in fact, you are totally allowed. It's your birthright. If you need, if you like, if you are attracted to, if you suddenly wake up to be, to be freed from experiences, ideas, feelings, and it will show up as a maybe split second, as sudden. There is no time there. Et voilà. Chin chin. So, I finally see that there is only one thought which is troublesome. And that thought, I am the doer, and so I am somebody, I'm the doer. He can imagine only to do the opposite of what he was doing, and it didn't work, the frustration is still there. So he tries to undo, to unlearn, to disappear. But then the base is vicious, because the base is I am the doer, and now I will be the undoer. There is something to do, to peep, maybe to have a glimpse of of the unknown, of what one cannot grasp. But this is a vicious base, because it will eventually be a peep, but always coming back to the active mind, hooked by the concept. While if you see, and it may take some time, and then it's sudden, or it is sudden suddenly, that even the thought, it's a thought to think I am someone who has to be freed. It's just a thought. To see I am the doer, I am somebody, it's just a thought. And if you can see it's a thought, remain from where you could see it. And you are always there, so even the word remain is not correct. And like this, you have not to do a long, long way, even though it's extremely possible and it is generalized that one passes through, but to unlearn, undo, die for, disappear. This is the understanding and the preoccupation of I with no more happy, with doing, learning, and appearing. But it's not about that. It's about to see what is this I alone, no problem. But I is glued to so many things. I am the doer. I exist. I am born. Thoughts. They will still appear, but then you are no more fascinated or believers. That's the difference. Yeah.
This imposes that we cannot decide not to go for the fascination of concepts and stuff like this. The I cannot decide to go out of the I idea.
Well, it looks like, look, we are many, unless everybody is no more preoccupied by the search. But if you come because you are preoccupied by the search, you see that it can be that I suddenly conceive, but who am I? And that's how it takes a practice to see finally, oh, if I can speak of I, it means it's also a thought, it's like an object. So from where does it come from? And then this thought of source, unlearning, deconstructing comes, which you cannot avoid for a while, probably. Not always the case, but it's mostly the case. And suddenly you have to hear, but why should I do all those things? If I really see that is just a rising thought with its movie, and in fact, that's it. The thought to, but I have to know where my falls. You just are no more fooled by the beliefs of others that you swallowed, which were your own beliefs. It's like a worm, this question, but who am I? And trying to remove the I, it will not work, that's true. I trying to remove the I will not work. Eventually, the best he can achieve is to be I am.
Yeah. So the self-inquiry, which Ramana has always said that it is necessary, but it's only who am I, and this I is the I am.
Not necessarily, but if you have not necessarily. I think everybody, if you are already coming to Satsang, which tries to show that the mind is simply conceptual and not what you really are. The question of Wema is a fantastic tool, sure, but it's still a tool. So you need the mind to ask it. But as you know that the answer will not be in the mind, otherwise it is an achievement in the mind, and the answer can be I am. Yet, when you ask this question, I always say, remain where the direction of I, which is question, brings you, remain there, and that's it. But the mind, if he has not been knocked, or if he has not been constantly I don't know that, I erase that. The mind will come out, will rise, telling, oh, I am. That's what I am. He will comment, not with an objective comment anymore, but with a subjective comment, with being. I am. And this I am becomes an experience which will come and will go. But you assume, no, what I am is always there. And then you will tell your own story. But when I am identified, doesn't matter. I'm not totally identified because I am is always there, but yet, you see, I react in the world. It's very complicated for me, and I don't see the truth of it. Now, it's not that there is a truth of something, but at least don't make a something, and I am can become a something. Don't make a something out of nothing, where you are left without thinking. The mind will comment it's nothing, okay. Don't make a something out of nothing. Or if you do, because probably, and it is like this, the mind reappears and know that it is the mind. And that will make the search disappear. Enfin, it's like this today.
It's really a question that has no answer. Right?
It has no mental answer.
It has no answer. So it's like a mirror in a mirror that goes into infinity.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So, if you know that, which is very true for the mind, what remains to what is left?
Okay.
And that's where Papaji said, keep quiet. You see, not in a state of quietness, but that state. Don't search anymore.
Keeping quiet is surrender.
No. You keep quieter than to surrender. You surrender, then eventually you keep quiet. Why to surrender? You surrender when you believe that I am a person, is real. Just see. Or maybe you mean that is surrender. Just see. Okay, whatever I can experience, express, describe, even in the terms of non-description, you see, it is the world of appearance. And the rest, there will be nobody there to try to know what it is. So to start to describe the absolute, the vastness, the nothingness, the emptiness, don't fall into that trap. You just keep quiet. And if it looks you can't, then investigate. Again. Investigate. And you cannot do otherwise, probably, because there is a restlessness to find out. In that way, at least, find out without grasping an object.
May I ask a question? It appears to me that there is two big expressions of the same truth. One is like Brahmana and quietness, and the other one is like the Christian mystics or the Sufi mystics. One has a personal flavour. One is like, I am one with God, I am embraced with God. The other seems to have a quietness, a sort of more impersonal vibe to it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I'm convinced they're the same experience in a way, but they're interpreted and manifested and experienced very differently.
Yeah.
I wonder what you think of that.
No problem about that. You just read or feel or be with the one which fits better your temperament.
I kind of am more attracted to the God kind of one, and yet I feel that I'm more in the other camp.
You have one leg here and
I would like to be madly in love like a fish, rather than quiet and connected.
But don't worry, you look like being. You have a flavor also of madness. Don't worry.
I aspire to that.
But the mystics, if we mention them, they may dance or sing or be a bit cuckoo like that, but after they are quiet. They can't help to express. If you are too sadvic, probably you will be very quiet. So maybe you are not too sadvic. Eat a little bit more meat and so on. But you see also, why should we believe that there is one truth? You see, we don't know. Those who mention, let's say, what is not mentionable, we don't know if we live the same thing. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. In fact, it doesn't matter, because if you are completely at peace, if you still search, is another thing. But if you are at peace with what some is with what they found, and some with what they didn't find, but they are somehow at peace, who cares? Who cares, you see? I think here there is no question of one is higher than another. It's just a question of likings. Personal likings. I recognize myself better, or my demand looks more in this way than in that way, and go for it. Otherwise, we become again like quarrels of quarrel. You say fights of religions. You see, basta. Enough of that, you know. So be really free. Just see, and express and forget.
Yeah, I agree.
Of course, some expressions you may find for your own. Oh, there is still a belief there and all that. Of course. Why not? Also, it happens. But you know, then it's personal. At that point, okay, doesn't matter. For me, it's different. I would also even see or drop this one. Perfect. Yeah.
At the moment, I feel like I'm standing in front of a big decision in my life.
I didn't hear well.
At the moment, I feel to stand in a big decision, in front of a big decision.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah,
I have like more voices inside of me to say yes and no to that decision. And like I want to figure out how to find the real truth for myself and not from like somebody else's opinion to make a
Absolutely.
decision.
Yeah.
The question
Okay.
is to get a dog in my life or no. Yeah, I feel a real strong call, like from my heart, but like my brain says no, from responsibility things and stuff,
Yeah.
and like it's really difficult for me to get a real clear call for this.
I don't know what you want, but if you want, you mentioned truth.
Yeah,
Okay, so truth. Is there anybody which can contain the truth? Just tell me.
yes?
Is there anybody being able to contain the truth?
Not sure.
Exactly. Exactly. So I would suggest you go and see who you are. And that you can do in the midst of responsibility or not. It takes a split second to go and see.
How to do this?
Okay. Ask who am I? Close your eyes and you do as I do. I do that with you. Who am I? So you remove the who. Am I? Remove the am. Stay with I. Keep quiet where I is no more there. And when something rises, know it's your mind. I am that from where the mind could rise. Huh? Ooh. Again and again. Again and again. If you need.
To repeat that question?
If you need.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in that direction. But that you can do anywhere. There is no dilemma to choose or this or that. You do it anywhere. Whatever comes in your mind, you tell more if you need. Huh? Whatever comes in your mind, tell it.
There's like still the feeling how to really know what is, what's, if it's right now, like I feel the call, that's at some point in my life, that's the way. But the question is, it now really like in the process where I am, does it support where I am, or is it better to be in the process for myself and like to make later this experience with being with a dog?
Later it will never be there. It's just now. It's always just now.
Yeah, I know.
It's not an acquired state. Suddenly, you are fixedly enlightened and in truth. It's fixed and then you can do whatever you like. It's not like that. It's always just now.
Yeah, I'm aware of this. Like, for me, I just feel such a strong call for being alone in silence, actually, but the question...
But you are not alone if I am, somebody is there. You are not alone.
Yeah, alone with myself.
Bullshit. No. You are not alone.
Like, what I mean with alone, be not surrounded by other humans, I would say.
Yeah, but you are with your I. With I am somebody. I am born and I want not to be with other people. You will always be troubled more by your own I than the I of others.
Yeah.
Then
I appreciate
then what's the use to be alone? You will be more troubled.
Like, I appreciate being with myself, being alone with myself. Or
But okay, then you do it if you prefer, but don't do it if you like, but don't think that you will be more free than if you were with others. If you have that temperament, do it, no problem, of course, everybody is free to live as he likes. But don't think that you are more free or more free from beliefs if you are alone. Because there is I too much. I am born too much. You know, it is not about I know the truth, or I know the God, or I know. It is about being at peace, because you don't listen to your searching mind and the arrogance of having achieved or been successful in something. It's no more of your concern, and probably because I is no more concerned, so I. It's not about knowing. It is about being freed to want to know, to want to achieve, to do something. So what you know in the end is what it is not, what you saw for yourself, that it was still something you hook at, and then that's why you were not yet feeling fulfilled, or you had still a sense of separation or something like that. You know, you can know what it is not, and at some point this itself is no more necessary. You are at peace with I don't know what.
I feel this, like this. I feel that's good for me to follow, like the call, like where the spirit's guiding me, because like I'm thinking also like the mind also have kind of a way to make decision, but also like there's many levels of how I can make decisions, you know, like from energetically, mental, and anything, and yeah, like as you said, like to not be in a conceptual thinking of okay, what you will get from it, or limitation, or what it achieves. Like I really feel just would be appreciate and make life way more beautiful to share it with a being.
But look, it looks you found your way, no?
Yeah, in some way, yeah.
Then follow your way. Don't have doubt, then go for it, and then you will see where it leads you. Or you are complete and happy, or you will see, oh, there is still something which troubles me, and then you will go and ask maybe, or find out more what it is. But now it looks you found your way, so follow it. You know, it's not, Satsang is not to convert anybody. It is just a passion and a need when there is a demand to say, don't suffer. You land somewhere, don't suffer. And to show where is the landing, if there is any. That's all. So everybody does what he needs to do. Yeah.
I don't know really how to explain it with words,
We'll see.
but I will try.
Yeah, sure.
Like after the last satsang, there were many moments where...
Do you hear? No,
No,
huh? Maybe it's
louder.
nice. Yeah.
So, like after the last satsang,
Yeah.
there were many moments
Yeah.
where completely thoughtless,
Yeah.
but somehow it's like still, I don't know, like there's still like this feeling of I-ness, like of being stuck. Yeah, I don't know really how to explain it. Like it's not.
Okay, then.
It's not feeling like
Then.
just being empty space, or just like, or.
But nobody told you to be in empty space, or
No,
to be
it's also
thoughtless.
not rightly explained. Like I don't know how to put it in words.
And if you don't describe where you where you are, there will be a trouble.
I also concerned this, like, and I also. Yeah, like how to explain this without saying like I, but
No, it doesn't matter. I'm not afraid of I.
like in this moment
Mm.
when there was just I left without thoughts,
Okay.
and then when these thoughts were coming up, like, this is not already it. It was seen, like,
Yeah,
it's
okay,
just a thought.
okay,
It's
okay,
just a thought.
okay, okay.
But still,
Don't make a trouble. If you follow but still, you will search again. Don't you see that but still is the mind?
yes.
Why do you listen? He has nothing to do here. He will always comment, but with limitations, because it is his nature. He's temporal. So why do you listen? But still, or you listen because you have a concept. When I am freed or thoughtless, or when I am, my mind will not say that. Forget all your concepts. So I would not trust my mind. Don't trust your mind about this subject, about this subject, the no subject.
Because it's not just the mind, it's also like a feeling still of happiness.
Feeling is mind for me. Whatever appears is mine, I call mind.
So even
It's easier.
if they are in this thoughtless state, like it can appear like a feeling still of heaviness or something, just
Leave it
Don't go
alone. Leave it. Don't go there. Don't go there.
of course, like, because then the question comes up, then maybe it's not already this, and then
Okay, don't
it's
go
believed,
there. And don't go also when it will say, yeah, it is it, it is it. Don't go to your mind just for a moment, because then the mind will understand, oh, I'm caught now. I am seen for what I am.
I think like there's still this strong belief that it needs to be like
Permanent.
becoming everything permanent, something like this.
Forget the permanency. It's just now. And when you are engaged into it, is in time, no problem, because the time at some point also ends. And then where are you left? Just here now, where you never left.
Will this mind at some point cease to
Not
travel so much?
necessarily.
Not necessarily.
It's not under any control,
Yeah.
you know. Don't worry, but you will not. It will not make you search, even if there is some trouble. That makes a big difference. You will naturally, as a human being, search to be better, but it will not be this deep anxiety of searching. That's not there. Mm-hmm.
But this I don't understand, like how can they really search to become better? If,
How can we search to
yeah, like after this seeing, like how can there be search to become better?
better?
Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
Because if I want to become better, it's again like a personality.
Yeah. Or you can be better to keep your girlfriend, for example. If there is some intention like this, well, why not? But apart from that, you know, it's not that you have not to do things or you have to do things. You just see them for what it is. Even if you have been lost for a few hours or for a few days sometimes, then who cares? It's in time, you see. At some point, you wake up. And it's also strange to say wake up, because it's always available. But you wake up to its availability, let's say, to its obviousness. And I don't know what I speak about, but I speak like that. Yeah. So don't expect your mind to show up differently or in a certain way. That's not in your hand. So just give up your dreams about that. You will be more happy. Do you know yourself? So, what more do you want? If you don't have that idea of permanency,
I think it's this or this.
yeah, I know it's a big one.
Yeah, and also like this. Yeah, I mean.
The
probably-
light and the
Yes, and
all
the find
this.
love and become one with
the
this.
mystic. Come on, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
You can have moments like
Yes,
this.
there are even moments
Ah,
like this,
but then don't be greedy. I mean, it's already great. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I guess it's like this belief of permanency, like that
Forget this fucking permanency thing.
okay.
It comes from time. You see, you are troubled by time because things die and disappear and end. So you invent the concept of permanency. It doesn't exist. It's an utopia, like everything else. Otherwise, you will have to make a lot of efforts to maintain a small state that you will lose anyway. So do whatever you like. Yes, hi.
When you talk about achievement,
Achievement, yeah.
yes, my mind is an achiever. Big time.
Aha! Let us see.
Now, it feels like my mind wants a new belief system to not achieve in order to achieve
Yeah, exactly.
self.
Yeah.
So the achievement in me has been for almost 59 years, it seems like.
Yeah. It was a bad lover.
And I am, I feel I want to be struck, by not achieving anymore. But still I'm in the loop of finding a belief system, which is my mind, to get,
Okay, but I see that you are quite clear. You see those things.
pardon me?
You achieved to see all those things. That you make a loop, that the belief system, and you want to be struck by non-achievement. You see all that.
Yes.
Okay, from where? From where?
From
No, from where?
I,
If you reply with the mind, you will say I, and then again the loop starts. You are not obliged to I. You don't need to say I.
I feel like,
That's the real thing, maybe.
yeah.
Ah.
The achievement,
Says I.
says I,
So you go in your mind again.
yes, I know.
Why?
Because it feels like
You have not enough.
I know. But otherwise I just keep quiet
Where?
now. And I want
In
to,
yeah, but listen. You go in your mind. How can you expect to keep quiet? It's impossible.
yeah.
Enfin, you may have some moments, but they will go. So we will come back to something to ask again. Okay. You know that. You see that. It's a description. It's a big bag of objects.
Big bang.
Okay. So leave it aside. Give it to me. And I don't give you back. I don't give you back.
The mind goes.
You go back? You are. Why? You go back. You see it. No, please. You see it. You go back.
Yes, I see it, I go back. But I
Okay,
still go back.
you like it so much? You have not suffered enough?
Yes, I have.
Then why do you go back? It's not because the mind presents itself that you need to look at it.
Yes. I get that one.
Okay,
My
then
mind
keep.
gets that.
Okay, then keep quiet for a moment. And if the mind comes, let it pass like clouds, you know.
The mind came twice now in that split second.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but you see it. From where do you see it?
Yeah.
Without telling me anything.
I don't know where I saw it.
Hmm?
What was the question again?
I forgot.
Me too.
But I want to tell you, there is not much more to learn. So you got a good achievement, okay? You have quite a good knowledge, more or less good, but it's still a good achievement, okay? So, do you need more information? They will always point it out to you to the same. So, now your mind is full with that. And there is no success.
And there's
No success.
Yeah.
So, but you see it. Now, I want you to see something else without grasping anything. You see it. So, remain, and you always are there anyway, from where you see that, from where this is rising and disappearing. That's all. That's all what is pointed out in Satsang. This is here. Always available when one is not busy with the mind. Then it's no more obvious, but it's obvious every now if one doesn't go to the mind. Yes.
How do I let love enter my
How do
shadows?
I what?
How do I let love?
That what?
How do I let love into my shadows?
Love. In the shadows. I understand it's human. Shadows are troublesome. So love is the good hope to remove shadows. But don't you see it's a big story. It's a story. Yeah? And in that story, of course, someone wants to feel better. But are you only that, do you think? Are you only that one in the story? One can wonder, no? One can question. Is this life only the only thing I have? That I have, yes, but am I only this life? It's a question which can be put. Instead of being very busy with shadow and love, and you don't even know what means really shadow and love. Oh, love, especially love. Ooh, it's a very complicated word. It's banalized. It's super high that you never attain. It has all qualities possible. Why don't you ask maybe who is preoccupied by that? So instead of going I and the shadow and love, maybe you go nearer, more intimate to I. Who has those preoccupations? What you will reply? Tell me. Tell me what you would reply. Hmm?
Did you ask who has those
Yeah,
realizations?
yeah.
It just feels like there are these
No,
two
you don't
parts.
reply. You reply again at the feelings. Who has this feeling? Oh, can you?
I have this feeling.
I. It's good to say I, you see, because without the I, nothing exists. For something, for your personal life to be seen and explored and lived, you need one root. I. I is there. And I is born, so it rises, it rose. I. You see? So first, go to I. Whenever some trouble is there, you can ask, oh, but I am preoccupied. But you see, after all, what does it mean, I? What does it mean? If I don't go back to what I know with shadow and love and all that, what does it mean? What is it? So it's to change your direction instead of going always out with the feelings, experience, ideas, beliefs. Just be more intimate to I, so that at some point naturally you may ask, who am I after all? Okay? Do you understand me?
Partly, not fully.
Okay. Why?
So you said that instead of going outwards to these
Yeah.
emotions, I go
Yeah.
inwards to the I.
Yeah. Because you see, then you are more intimate with I. You are more intimate with what you know. Or
I feel
with.
these emotions are arising from that I.
Yeah, exactly. Emotions, experiences, beliefs, they all come from this I am born, I am a woman, I am a human being, let's say. You agree, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And it's because you limit yourself in descriptions that you are deeply frustrated and unhappy. You limit yourself, you see.
I
So,
limit myself by giving myself these definitions.
yes,
I'm
yes, absolutely. So for a while you can take rest in simply remaining I the most naked possible. And then you see. Take some rest to always go out. Take some rest. You see, that's what I propose. And then you will see what's next. Yeah.
The question that like I feel for a long time is like, at what point you know that you really fully healed, for example, in from relationship, like from pain and suffering, what you experience of like, getting apart from that. Like, how do you really know that's fully healed? There's no left pain or trauma that was suppressed. Like, for example, because I was like one relationship and immediately after this one I went to the next actually and then to the next. So I didn't have the space to really go through all this emotion from the last relationship. So there was a new emotion on top of the old one.
You describe well the apparent world, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, and
It's like this.
And now like actually
I have no solution for the apparent world, I tell you. I have no solution. So, I'm sorry, maybe you are not at a good place for that. But there are other places which deal, I'm sure, very brilliantly with that. You know, here, satsang, I want to make it direct because you see, we don't have much time to lose. And it's so direct that I can even say, you know, it's just now. You can be relieved from, not that you can be relieved from, there is no obligation to keep beliefs. You can be freed, you see. And then, once you are even freed of this sentence, I am born, even if it is true for the body and the mind, for the person, there is somewhere where it is even as true, where I doesn't appear to say I am born or I am dying. And that's a place, which is not a place, but I speak. It's something that is available every now. The split second, you don't touch anything. But of course, if your mind is still very strongly attached to beliefs or to achieve something in this world, which is totally human, I agree, then it's not yet the time, maybe it's not appropriate according to your demand. If your demand is to fix a bit your apparent world, I have no clue. But the clue I have is that you are not obliged to be bound to beliefs, and I include feelings, experiences, and I don't say you cannot live this way, but you have a split second of knowing, without knowing with your mind, that it's always here, and there is peace. That's all I can tell you. So, what Nisargadatta was telling? It's too long? You must like it, huh? To ask me.
Yeah, it was about the last time that you said the empty space is in the pot and outside the pot.
Ah, yeah. Okay. What
So
does he
it is,
say?
Yeah. And then I came on this.
Yeah, it's not too long, huh?
No, it's not long.
Okay.
It's this way, this one.
Yeah.
So all events play in the body consciousness. Personality exists only in the body consciousness. The normal knowledge applies only to the body picture. You are not the body, you are the consciousness. And there's no imprint or no
Trace.
there's no trace of a personality. What functions is manifested consciousness. This dynamic manifested consciousness is always a movement. Nobody
Okay. Let's be more direct. It's here now, obvious. All what is described is just here now, and you don't need the book to confirm it. That's what he says. He describes in time for a seeker who still needs to understand things. But actually, it is to just finally know that there is just here now, freed from even the understandings. And that's what is always pointed out by all those sages. So you have enough of satsang, years of satsang, and enough of reading, even if it is the best. You can just enjoy now just what is obvious, even if it is for a split second, because it's not in time, and let the time play, and then you can read. But you don't need to be confirmed more that what you live is exactly like what Rama now or Nisargadatta say. Just now be yourself. And here Nisargadatta and even Ramana cannot enter here. Okay. Otherwise you will be an eternal seeker, finder. It's okay if it is okay for you. For me, it's not okay for me. I would not like it. That's why I speak like this. I removed everybody. Even if I am full of gratitude as a human being to those, full of gratitude, but I am allowed to speak like this. Okay, do the same. Have the guts. There is no hell, there is no punishment, there is nothing. Be free. Because they become ghosts. All those Bibles. Yeah. Okay.